Okay, I think we're back. Now we're back. Yep. Connection good
And we're
this time.
back.
OBS exploded, so I had to refresh.
Correct.
Man, this playthrough, the playlist on YouTube is going to be like 60 videos, and people are going to be like, holy shit, it took them a long time to get through this X-Pack, and like half of the videos are just going to be Part A, Part B.
Deadass.
Like, I don't even know what else to do at this point to keep OBS from exploding. Like, I don't have hardly anything open on my computer. I have chat, I have the game, and I have Discord, and that's it. So.
You may just need to update your drivers on your computer.
Yeah, maybe. Let me see. It says the drivers are up to date, so. IDK. I'll look, though, see if there's any other Well, I looked at the NVIDIA drivers just now, so I'll see if there's any other drivers that need updating. Okay, anyway. Back we go. Yeah, I was trying to get off of Mizuko there. I was like, oh, why can't I get off of her? Oh, because I'm 90k. Well, actually, we need to go into Raktika because the Exarch told us to go there to kill the Light Warden. So let's go.
Into the forest we go.
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked.
I mean, it's fun to look at your own footprints.
The untold stories
Yes,
and secrets
Lahi.
of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow.
I learned something interesting, actually, before coming here.
So he braves the forests of Raktika in search of mystery and wonder.
Yeah.
If you translate the words Lahi from Ronkin
Ronka,
to English,
to which all
I'm letting
seekers of hidden
Hardbird
truths are
monologue.
inevitably drawn.
That's why there's pauses. It translates to wake up. So basically, this song is an alarm clock.
We have arrived. Vast though these woods may be, they are.
It's also the most meme song in the Final Fantasy community.
Yeah, a lot of people really enjoy this song, so.
Not so.
Because Soken, at a actual performance, looked at the pianist and said, "Do you know Lahi?" and then sung it.
Yeah, I didn't see that part. Heard about it, didn't see it. Ah, good, our friend is back. Fun. Knew he wouldn't stay away for long.
No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule.
Did you tell your soldiers that back in the day?
Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days.
Were they halcyon days when you had to deliver the dead bodies of those soldiers to their families?
Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples, all for the glory of Garlemald.
You'll forgive me if I don't share your enthusiasm.
You'll forgive me if I throw up.
Can we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together? Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadow?
Actually, can we wait to take in the view until, I don't know, when we bring back the nighttime? That would be a little bit nicer.
Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
I'm surprised you don't regret it already.
If you really want to stay, then help us fight.
No, I think not.
I think the word you're looking for is coward.
Nothing more. Even shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly.
Yeah, you guys don't really do very well in radioactive light, do you?
To accompany you is taxing enough. To
He was
fight
like a
is out of the
vampire.
question.
I mean, yeah, basically.
I will suffer your company if I must, but not your commentary.
Thancred likes no commentary playthroughs, thank you very much.
And thus Thancred is cultured.
More cultured than I am. I gotta sit here and blab my mouth every time I need to say something.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's pretty bright here. Then again, it just turned daytime, so... Yeah, we should probably fix that then, shouldn't we? Oh, okay. So that's why she stuck around, huh? Rather than coming home. I feel like they're using this as an excuse to say, well, this is why she's not back yet, and it's like, I don't... Okay, we gotta go to Fort Gone, so that's the next location. But before we go to that location, you'll notice that the tomato over there has a little thing over its head that says that I can kill it for the hunting log. So let's go do that, shall we? You didn't get that searing light, did you?
I did.
Oh, look, another one. I need to kill a total of 2, so here's number 2. And that's that. Thanks, Bahamut. I guess I could have killed the one directly ahead on the path, but I didn't know it was there to start with, so...
At the very least, there's no elementals to deal with in this fucking forest.
Yeah, I suppose if there were, like, you know, Halcyon entities like the ones that are in Final Fantasy XII in most of the forests, I'd probably have a bit of a problem. I think one of those things...
take care of those things when we get back home.
I think one of those things is like an S rank or something in a Stormblood area, now that I think about it. So. Yeah, so this is Fort Gone, or what's left of it. And there's an ether current here, so I'm gonna go grab it first before we chat with them. I'm gonna walk through these burnt buildings and grab the ether current.
Just don't step on any screws.
Yeah, that would not feel very good on my feet. Alright, now here's the question. How do I get up to it? Oh, there's
like
stairs
this.
over here. Okay. Well, that's 1. 3 to go. You got all your ones in Ilmag, right?
Yup.
Okay, good. Because I wouldn't want any of us being stuck in a situation where we can't fly, like on your alt in the locks.
We don't talk about that.
Alright. So, how do we get Stola here? Like, how do we tell her that we're, you know...
We always just search the place up and down until we find her.
It's true. Would they really stick around Fort Gone, though, if it's burnt to the ground? Maybe they'll leave a sentry.
Good question.
We'll see if they left a
little
sentry.
sign of recent activity, nor hath any meaningful progress been made with the reconstruction.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is outside the realm of an Aetherite, so that means the Sin Eaters could murder you.
Sought shelter elsewhere. Come, let us quit this place.
Fair enough. Not really anything going on here, anyway. Does anybody else hear the footsteps that are... Oh, okay.
Now, surround them!
On the way.
Shiza.
What's the problem? It's just like the Kitari back in the Azim Steppe.
Evidently, they all want these hands.
They want Emmett. That's what they want.
These Sin Eaters, they're not like the others.
Sir, who are you calling a Sin Eater?
There's a reason for that. Lower your weapons, please. We mean you no harm.
How is it they could speak?
Because we're people.
It's a Sin Eater trick. They mean to kill us all.
How stupid are these people? Like, okay, so Emmett talked about savages. This is not what I meant. Kupo. No, please, we're not Sin Eaters. There's no Mughals here to help us. Last I checked, they didn't really like Mughals around here. Maybe you should check with Master Matoya. Maybe she'd be able to tell you the truth.
Oh, for the love of...
Emmett, what are you about to do?
By accompanying you, we might come to understand one another. But all I have come to understand is that you have a knack for inflaming the natives.
Well, sure, they don't know who we are yet, so of course they're going to be a little upset with us until we explain our situation.
You've committed the cardinal sin of boring me.
Oh, okay.
And so I retire to the shade.
So you have ADHD and you need everything constantly happening. So you're the target audience for this game. Okay, got
Good
it.
luck.
Makes a lot of sense. Bye.
Thanks, Emmett.
There. Did you see that one disappear?
Yeah, in a veil of darkness. You know, the exact opposite of light.
I think I preferred La Habrea.
At least La Habrea didn't stick his nose where it didn't belong most of the
He
time.
died.
And he died, yeah, that's true too.
Enough. Runard, report.
Why didn't any of us quite literally say, could you ask Master Matoya about us? Because I feel like that would have saved us a lot of trouble of being stuck up here. Like we're some common criminals.
We apprehended them as you ordered, but are you certain these are Sin Eaters?
The intense light of the ether I saw was unmistakable. If not Sin Eaters, then what?
I'm not sure what she means. What does she mean by intense light?
Passing queer that Y'shtola should mistake us for the enemy, is it not?
No, she's blind. She can only see in ether, but the fact that she's saying that I look like a Sin Eater would mean that the... Well, I guess I still have Titania's
Mayhap
ether
it have
in
been
me.
too long since last she beheld the radiance of thine ether.
Probably true.
Master Matoya, hath time truly made strangers of us?
Nay, I recognize you, Urianger, Thancred. And this is Minfilia of the First, of whom you spoke before.
Just so. And knowing as thou must that we come in peace, might I prevail upon thee to have thy comrades lower their arms?
Because why would Urianger, Thancred, and Minfilia of the First bring a Sin Eater to you? Why would you have any
First
reason to
explain this other
suspect
presence in your
that?
company. The one I know not.
Oh, come on,
There is
Y'shtola.
but one manner of creature in this world whose ether is suffused with such an abundance of light.
Sure, but I'm not from this world, so that's probably why you're so confused.
Mine apologies, Master Matoya, but thou art mistaken. Before thee standeth our dearest comrade, the truest hero among us.
Urianger, please stop.
Though he is but recently arrived here in the First, not one but two Light Wardens.
Yeah, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you don't like
perished by his
compliments.
most puissant hand.
I'm reeling in this. I'm living for it.
I don't like compliments when it comes to me killing things. Now I can say Kupo, and she'll know who I am. Wonder what she'd think of my get-up. Yeah, nice to see you too, Master Matoya. I didn't know you wanted to take such words out of the mouth of that crony old bag that you didn't like anymore. Last we met her.
Master Matoya?
Brunar's so confused. He's just like, what the fuck is
Ah,
happening right
weapons.
now? What have you dragged me into?
Forgive us this hostile welcome.
I mean, not unexpected.
Come. I would give you a proper introduction to Raktika and its people.
Oh, good. Some civilized company.
Out damn time.
So where does civilization lead you, Master Matoya? I'm never not going to say that with a small amount of sarcasm. Sorry if that makes anybody unhappy. Yeah, we should probably do it when we're protected by an aetherite, so... You know the weird part, though, about Fort Gone is I don't think it ever gets rebuilt. And there is a beast tribe in this area that would have a very good time of rebuilding it, and I don't think they actually rebuild it. It's kind of weird. Like, I'm pretty sure the beast tribe, like, centralizes their location closer to this aetherite up here by Fanau. I think it's on the Isle of either Bows or Sisters, one of those two. So, anyway, Master Matoya, quote-unquote, wants us to head northeast, so let's head northeast.
Yeah, that second aetheryte on the map's always confused me. You can't actually get over there, from what I understand.
Which one? The second
Fano.
one? Oh, Fano. Was it blocked off?
In a way. Like I
wonder
said,
what that
I've never
is.
been to this part of the planet.
Well, we'll figure it out together. It'll be like a grand adventure, exploring the Azim Steppe again without all the religious bullshit to deal with.
God, some of the trees here would make most of the ones in the Gridania jealous. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I wonder what the 12s wood has to say about all this.
Well, the elementals will probably say, "Give it to us, or we'll murder your children."
That's
We really gotta kill
pretty
all of them when we
much
get back.
what I was going to say, actually. I was going to say something about kidnapping kids. Should we go get
I don't
the
know about
aetheryte
you.
north of here? 306 northeast. It could be inside of Slitherbow, though.
Well, only one way to find out.
Let's go check first, and then we'll go north. How about that? Because I think a quest brings us north after we go in here, so let's get an ether point to jump off of first. I mean, it doesn't, actually, because most of the monsters here are cannon fodder, so... The only ones that aren't are the S ranks, but those only spawn on, you know, specific circumstances. And those circumstances are not currently happening, according to the party finder. Yeah, because otherwise there'd be like 6 parties with the hunt in them on the top. Alright, Slitherbow. Let's turn in the quests. We'll get attuned to the aetheryte, attuned to the summoning stone that's probably right over there. Oh, it's an Amaro Keep, okay. There's an actual Crystarium person out here, kinda, sorta.
How lovely.
Must be part of the advanced search party.
Slitherbow is the largest of the blessed settlements.
Where are the other ones?
They
Don't ask
worship
questions.
no gods, instead revering darkness itself.
Doesn't that make darkness a god then? More of
It
a
is
primal
curious
entity,
kind of
huh?
faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood.
Boy, it's a good thing they don't have any crystals, or they'd be summoning darkness incarnate at this point, wouldn't they? I guess whatever it takes
Zodiac
to...
2 Electric Boogaloo, my favorite.
Yeah, I guess whatever it takes to get you through to the other side must be their salutes. I don't know that one yet.
I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are simple
Take a
people.
cup of tea, though.
I mean, we can cook our own food, it's fine. Master Matoya.
Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears. Come.
Sure, why not? We can update you on the situation, and then you can use your sassy wit to get us through the rest of the plot. And maybe actually keep my friends from splitting up again, because they sure as hell wanted to do that as soon as we got back just now. So that's the gist of it.
I see. And now you seek the Light Warden of Raktika.
Absolutely. Never one to stand still.
In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust. And thus did I strike out on my own.
See, this is why I like you, Ishtola, because we're two peas in the same pod. I quite literally disliked his secrecy from the start, because I know who he is, and I think that he keeping secrets like that is bullshit. So, I was very keen to strike out on my own as well.
My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I've come to know like the back of my hand.
I really hope Square Enix doesn't do something to make me hate Ishtola after just saying that.
I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Well, you got enough books for that, I would hope so.
Well, go on.
Reams into the void.
She's probably got the entire Vobertenberg Braille section of the library there.
Some few thousand years ago, this forest stood at the heart of the Empire of Ronka.
Oh, okay. We've heard some stuff about Ronka already.
A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya, or rather could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded.
By whom, exactly?
Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire.
So there are Amazons
Any
here.
attempt to enter their
Great.
territory is met with lethal force. They offer no warnings and suffer no trespasser to escape.
That's fine, but have any of them met a ninja who can use hide yet?
Needless to say, my every attempt to survey the
Lapoof.
area has been thwarted.
You couldn't even ethereal manipulate past their attacks? Oh wait, you don't know ethereal
Mayhap
manipulation.
The warden hideth there, full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
That's a very smart light warden then.
As for the tablet, I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me.
Gee, you think? He doesn't know how to apologize directly, Y'shtola.
Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
He literally has a mirror that lets him see everything, so I wouldn't be shocked if it let him see Raktika so that he could spy on these Amazon women being like, hey, so that tablet that we lost about 30 years ago, I wonder what happened to it.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Well, that's good, Urianger, because some of these books might not be in Braille.
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city?
Sounds good. I need to hit up the Amaro Keep and the Aetheryte anyway.
Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I just didn't want the role in the first place, but fair enough.
I must say, Y'shtola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, you seem to have adapted rather well.
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd.
As usual, it doesn't matter what world she's in, Y'shtola is keen to put Thancred in his place.
I see. Nothing has changed.
Could it
Status
be
quo
that
is
you are
resumed.
still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
Well, goddamn, you didn't have to come out and say it. Jesus Christ, he's already dead.
Inside. He's dead inside.
And now outside, too, because she just singed this man.
Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do
Savaged, annihilated,
not know. Perhaps you
devastated.
left more of yourself back in
Gone
the
with
source
the
than I
wind.
assumed. If you'll excuse me.
Touched a nerve and then some. Jesus Christ. Why would you even say that in front of Minfilia? As if the kid wasn't already suffering from self-doubt.
He understands that I'm not the same. That I'm not her.
He's struggling with it, though, because Square Enix needed him to do that to be marketable.
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept.
And
The question being whether
accuse
he
her
ever
of
will.
ripping the poor man's
And
soul
whether
out.
you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life.
And that's a blunt way of putting it, but I kind of agree, so...
Hey, it's me, John.
Hey, John, how's it going? Welcome back. Thank you for resubscribing with Prime. That is 31 months. That would make you, what would that be? Trideck monochromatic? Probably not the exact, term, but still, I appreciate it nonetheless, man. Thanks a bunch. I appreciate it. All the continued support. We just discovered a new village in Final Fantasy XIV. I'm running around in my Plague Doctor uniform, so that's me in the center there. So,
As
yeah.
God intended.
Absolutely. Yeah, Happy New Year, man. Hope that the year ended and started well for you.
But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
Yeah, classic mono fashion. I finally achieved it in this game, too. The damn helmet wouldn't drop for me for the longest time, but I finally got it, so... I'm like, why not take advantage? So I guess we're gonna go give Minfilia the tour of the city now, because I'm the only one around here who's a good parent, apparently.
Damn.
That's no offense towards you. It's just offense towards Tancred and Y'shtola. Anyway, a day in the neighborhood. You'll forgive me, I didn't bring my Mr. Rogers glamour. You won't have to forgive me for holding him to a higher standard. I expected better of Square Enix than this, says Y'shtola. Yeah, well, you know, some of us have to remain a little... I like how Urianger flinched there as she said, yeah, some of us are, you know, in spite of everything, are still the same old people. And Urianger's like, yeah, about that. They really haven't changed at all. They haven't even changed in terms of height. Like, I expected the Elezen growth spurt to come on like a plague, but it did not, so... I feel like if I was in Thancred's corner, I should say the second one, but I'm just going to say this first one and sound stoic.
I'm going to say the second one because I feel bad as shit for Thancred.
Yeah, you might want to smooth some things over, you know? You chilling in chat, no audio though. That's okay, John. You chill for as long as you'd like. We'll be here till 7:30ish, so... Feel free to just relax.
I'll be here till 7:30, just molding.
Well, we're not molding yet. This game hasn't given me any reason to start molding yet. Okay, I will do that. So let's go have a chat with the Plaza, and then we'll have a chat with Runar. Wonder what they're cooking.
Oh.
Smells pretty good. I can actually make a deep sniffing noise now without starting a coughing fit, so that was why I wanted to do that.
I'm waiting for you to not be sick so I can come over there and we can set up my wisdom teeth bullshit.
Technically speaking, I'm not sick anymore. I just don't know if I'm still contagious or not. There's the UFO again. It keeps abducting people.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, I just don't want to take a chance and get fucking sick because that sucks.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to get what we got either, so... Well, there goes the UFO through this light thing. They must have a barrier or something up, because I definitely can't go through this. It won't even describe what it is to me. I'm being blocked by an invisible plot wall! What is this, the world ends with you?
I mean, the plot walls were relevant in that game.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You still haven't played Neo, and I'm kind of mad about it.
I'll get there one day. Starting to cook now. Damn it, you missed Emmett's best line. The one where he says that we committed the cardinal sin of boring him. The delivery was so on point. No, the voice actor did a good job of conveying it, that's for sure. So.
Emmett said that line, and I was just like, man, I want to punch him directly in his perfectly sculpted nose.
Well, that was the idea, so. Nah, it's all good, Runar. I've had people greet me like that before, so I'm used to it. So do you want a name or a nickname? I hear you guys don't speak in real names, but, yeah, from the Crystarium. I mean, really, I could just call myself Grayston. They don't know that that's my last name because I usually don't go by it, so. Or I could be cheeky breaky and be like, well, my name's Hirschfont Greystone. Nice to meet you.
I'm gonna shoot you. I'm going to shoot you.
So you're playing Machinist for the next dungeon, too?
Yep.
Yes, let me
really
take
play
my
Black
foster
Mage.
daughter along with me.
I should really play Black Mage at some point.
It's
In a
up to
dungeon.
you. It's up to you. If you won't. What do you get at 76 as a Black Mage?
Good question. I haven't checked.
Oh, if it's something good, maybe you can play it in the next dungeon. Oh yeah, the fire at Fort Gone. Makes sense. You know, along with this also great oak that you guys seem to be living in, although this looks more like a rock face, actually, so. Forget Black Mage was a haze to level. Do you get Umbral Soul at 76?
I think?
Because that's really good, actually. That's like, you use that every 15 seconds and you can just retain your stacks in between pulls. But I don't remember. Like, I've gotten a couple of things from Black Mage, but I don't remember because I've never played it at 80, so.
One's the pulls!
Yeah, it's basically your transpose upgrade, which makes me wonder why it's not just literally a transpose upgrade.
Yeah, you get Umbral Soul at 76.
Okay, well, It's a thought. And the next dungeon is like a nice, even-keeled dungeon anyway, so if you want to play DPS, we did it in Bardom's Metal, and it was significantly harder than the next dungeon, so...
I don't even know how to weave in Umbral Soul.
You don't
I
weave
just
it.
have it on my bar.
You don't weave it. You use it in between pulls to keep your stacks.
So it's transpose, but better.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You can still use transpose, but Umbral Soul basically does almost everything transpose does, except better in most cases. It gives you back Umbral Ice, and it gives you a stack of it, so... Transpose doesn't really have much of a point, unless you're below 76, so... At least in my opinion. Yeah, Despair was 72, yeah, so because you can use that in Holminster, yeah, so... Yeah, and that's what it does, is it gives you a single stack of Umbral Ice and it refreshes the timer. So basically you can use it like every 14 seconds and then you'll never run out. Although, that's not as important now as it used to be, because it used to be that if you ran out of your stacks, you lost Enochian, and then you'd have to wait till Enochian was back up before you could pop it. But now Enochian's a trait, so it's not as important. Still good, just not as good as it was in Shadowbringers proper. There is no smile in her eyes, Runar. She can't see. I feel like she would have told you that at this point. But I'm glad she's making her way here. Listen, man, if you've got a crush on her, I don't have to tell her directly. I'll just accidentally send a Valentine's Day card from you to her. Just to spite you.
Didn't realize you were a shipping gremlin, Jimmy.
I'm not a shipping gremlin. The man's wearing it on his face.
To be fair, Y'shtola can't see, so...
Yeah, well, she can feel. And if she don't feel something from this man, there is something wrong. I can practically smell it, and I have a mask on. Sure. Take me to the simple stuff, and then we'll take it to the complicated stuff. Yeah, you use Umbral Soul between pulls to keep your stacks and to get your MP back. Yeah, so if you're out of MP, you can use Umbral Soul, and that'll give you your Ice, which gives you back lots and lots of MP, so... Okay, not the only one saw the shipping. Thank you for the validation. You're welcome, although Square Enix, I thought, made it incredibly obvious, like, everything else that they want to tell you in this X-Pack, but, you know...
Square Enix casually punching everyone who ships their Warrior of Light and Y'shtola together in the face with brass knuckles that are spiked.
Well, she was
with a
neurotoxin. Well, she was sassy, so like, even if someone wanted to ship the two of you together, like, it was never going to happen. It never works out for anybody in these sorts of things. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Water's probably a little bit hard to find without going directly into the radioactive sun, so... Kneel for a moment, so that we can acquire a splash of water on our heads. Cool. This is going to do nothing, though, my good man, because both the mask and the hat are made of leather, so this is going to bounce off like nobody's business, but I appreciate the gesture. I wonder how cold it'll be. Considering it's sitting in a cave, probably pretty cold. That was like...
a little chilly.
That was like 2 drops, dude. I mean, I guess they can't spare much water, but, you know. Well, it tingles because it's probably mineral water, so... I feel like if Y'shtola were real, she wouldn't want anything to do with you. Not compatible. Besides, your Warrior of Light's currently being shipped with her wife. She'd kill you if you tried anything. Yeah, fair enough. Good point, good point. I don't know. I've never really... It's the same thing I say with most video games, which is that I don't ship myself with any in-game NPCs because it doesn't make sense. They're polygons, so... It feels like a waste of energy. And again, that's, you know, for people who have situations where it's difficult for them to express themselves publicly or socially to people that they actually like, I can understand why you might want to do that, because it's difficult to express yourself in reality. It's just, I don't have that problem, so I don't feel like it's necessary. It's not, I don't need the practice. I'm okay, thank you. Oh, okay. Fair enough. So it changes it to a slight dark ether. Got it. Oh, really? Huh. Maybe it's the light ether in our souls? Yeah, okay, sure. I was gonna say, it is sitting in this cave, so... Besides, if I was feeling a prickling sensation as a result of my body turning into a Sin Eater, that would be Square Enix's fault, not mine. I wanted to shoot the satellite beam. Square Enix wouldn't let me.
The cannon.
Yes, pretty much. Alin Tuta.
I'm gonna send that to Cole so I don't spoil the vibe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that seems a little bit different. You would think it would be, like, some variation of Lahi, considering Lahi is, like, wake up or good morning.
Lahi!
Like that. I can't do that still, so there you go. Thanks, Cole.
I just started doing that. I'll just start saying Lahi while I'm playing games and running around in situations which are terrifying, and then when I get obviously annihilated from my hubris, I just go Lahi!
Like that. So we just need to say Alin Tuta. Got it. It's gonna sound strange coming from my mouth because I speak English, not Ronkin, but, you know. Is it Alin Tuta or Alan Tuta? No, Alin Tuta. Okay. Let's go greet the villagers.
I'm laughing at the thing where he said.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know that was possible. What the fuck?
See, this is the part that I mentioned where you can't say specific things. Like, you can't put punctuation marks. You have to just put it exactly as they say, or else it doesn't work. So... I don't know why that happens for certain lines of dialogue in this game that they have you say. Like, I feel like they should just not have it, like, cap specific or anything like that, because this is very specific. Like, you can't capitalize the A, you can't put an exclamation point after Tuta, you just have to say in, like a fucking RuneScape gremlin in chat, Alin Tuta in all minor, lowercase letters, so... You know, it's fine. It's probably better that you guys are quiet and taciturn. It keeps you out of trouble. Makes sense. Are you just pulling your staff out and then putting it back?
Yeah,
Okay.
the end, the focus at the end lights up when I do that.
Because I was going to say, I keep hearing... So I kind of figured that was what it was. I don't have that with my book.
I have mastered the art of 360ing in midair.
This is good. Yeah, probably going to be here a while. Oh, okay. Thanks. Appreciate the warm welcome. There you go, Cole. You can get some medicinal tea. You just have to step in poison ivy first. Well, I'll be back.
Ah, yes, immunity to poisons.
Boy, that would be nice. For us and for the people around here, considering they practically live in this stuff. There are a few bonus options and bits of dialogue in 14. Can't remember the exact line, but Estinian does acknowledge you fighting him in the Dragoon 50 quest at the start of Heaven's Ward. And in post Shadowbringers, there's a line you get if you're a scholar. Yeah, there you go. So, we'll probably get that line, I think. Well, that's good, because it means that we're ingratiating ourselves to these people. Better off now than the Yomorans, so... I don't know if I'd call this thriving, but I'm glad that you're enjoying your time here. Hope you enjoyed that spoiler call. It was fucking hilarious. Oh boy.
Oh, it was so good. Ugh. Should go get some water.
You should, while I'm in the middle of a cutscene. I'll keep that in mind, Runar. I'm trying to think if I think of anything I need to ask right now, but apparently not, because I'm just nodding my head. I mean, we can arrange for the food part. I already gave Rory something to eat, so I'm sure I could go catch something.
I'm used to eating rations.
You gotta eat no rations when I'm here. I'll get you as much fucking salt as you need to season your food.
You have any idea how bad hardtacks taste?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I can understand. I'm surprised that you haven't, like, done a flip over the fact that you're eating actual food now that I've been here.
Yeah. It's nice.
Sure, I'll ask her whatever it was you just said to ask her. I was talking about food, so I wasn't paying attention.
I feel the need to tell the audience that a glass bottle just fell at the top of my fridge, and I caught it before it hit the hard ground on my foot. It balanced, and because I ended its momentum in midair, I hurt my foot, but it didn't break on the ground.
Okay, well, good, because otherwise you would have had to go to the hospital, and that wouldn't have been good.
I really gotta get rid of those damn things.
Why is there a glass bottle on top of your fridge, anyway?
Bottles.
Why are there
They're all
glass...
my pop bottles.
Oh.
I wash them out and I keep them.
You should stick them on the floor so they don't fall and break your foot.
Yeah. Wherever you put a glass bottle, it's never safe, because if you step on it, you're gonna slip and fall on your face. If it falls on your foot, it's like, where do you put them? The answer is in the garbage, but
well, I wouldn't
everybody
put them,
has their problems.
I wouldn't put them in the garbage. I'd just get like a cardboard box something. Yeah, and stick them in that. Probably easier.
Ugh.
So what is the task, Runar, before Rory drinks all of your water? Oh, okay. How did you even get into one of these pots anyway?
Gulp. I'm small.
Yeah, but the pot is large, so did you, like, climb the side of it like a spider?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay, so go water the crops. This should be easy for you, Miss Botanist. Alright, sounds like a plan. I will carry the bucket.
Amphilia seems like she's having a good time.
I'm glad, because she deserves to have a good time.
Meanwhile, Thancred.
Yeah, you know. Oh, there's a crack in the bottom of my bucket. That's okay. I'll be back!
Ah!
Should have popped sprint before we started this. No, it's fine. We've got plenty of time. The Sylph quests had a harder difficulty than this. I can even jump with this in it, and it doesn't even affect my timer. Half the plot. Okay. Back we go. Let's water the rest. Oh yeah, this unlocks some Ether Current quests here. I think just the one for now. What we do for family. And doing the Ether Current quests in this area actually lets you unlock a side quest, which lets you unlock the beast tribes of this area. So, if you want to do the beast tribes of this area, which are good for gatherers if you have a low level in your gatherers, wink wink, you're going to want to do all the Ether Current quests.
It actually turns off your sprint.
It turned off your sprint, oh my god. That's funny. But yeah, so if you want to do the Gathering Beast Tribe quest for Shadowbringers, you got to do all the Ether Current quests and the entirety of the quest line chains that are associated with them. Excuse me, so there you go. Well, that takes care of that. Ursabel, we're done. We've helped out with watering your crops.
Well,
Look at that. No, just wanted to let you know that we watered all your Gasal greens before, you know, somebody tries to overwater them. Distracted by what? Oh, distracted by death. Fair enough. Nah, it's all good. Sounds like a plan. You guys have got a decent little plot going here anyway. Well, they ration the food. That's how they manage Amphilia. You know, I'm surprised that they wouldn't think to leave for Lakeland, because first of all, that's where they came from initially, and second of all, it's actually nighttime over there now. I mean, they keep saying, no, we gotta wait till the night comes back, but the night is back, like 5 miles that way. Right. That's the gist of what Urianger has told us so far. Well, I could tell you what happened to them, but it wouldn't exactly be pleasant. Not even us down here, because we can't get enough leather from what few things we've killed in order to completely block out the sun. Well, yeah, but again, you guys could quite literally see the sunless sea above by walking 5 miles that way. Like, you can pray for that somewhere else. You don't have to do it here.
I will never not find it endlessly amusing that in a world that is conceivably like the first, the people here value nothing more than a humble life where they have just enough to get by, but they aren't unhappy. And then you go across the continent to Yulemore, and it's just like, they are two extremes of the same coin.
Well, all of the
born for different, same reasons.
All the greed and sloth in the world had to go somewhere. It's obvious these people aren't using it. I don't consider it foolish that you seek out this way of life. I just consider it foolish that you're doing so when you could quite literally just travel and see the night. Like, I'm surprised there aren't more people just flocking to the Crystarium in Lakeland to be like, holy shit, the night sky? Like, I can understand why they're not going to Ilmeg, because fairies, but... pixies, but...
Fairies probably keep them there forever.
Yeah, but Lakeland? Got no excuse. There's water there, so you could fish. Probably can't really do a whole lot about the botany part, but the Crystarium's got that part covered. This is all going to feel very petty when we bring back the night in about 3 hours.
I'll let them see the fucking night. Well, if they want the night sky, we'll give them back the goddamn night sky.
Oh, no, we're going to do that. I'm just saying, they're like, oh, well, we're going to spend as long as we have to under the pall of the light in order to see the night return. And it's like, yeah, okay, let me just do that for you.
This bitch empty. Slice.
Just as long as I get to shoot the satellite beam again. Oh, good, they have more work for us. Didn't know I was an errand boy again. Oh, never mind. I'm working on the main quest, and they need a reason to keep me here, so... Well, I had a couple of extra hands to help with it, so, you know. Oh, I have a room being prepared? Okay. Uh-oh, danger music. What's the problem, Sentry? Sin Eaters, huh? Okay, well, we can fix that problem. Okay, so it sounds like you guys can stay here while we go and kill them. Tadia's Heartstone. Well, of course they're gonna appear at the most inopportune moment. They're practically like Ranjit. They're powered by the plot. Hey, Lifeblood, how's it going? Welcome back. I was gonna say, did you already beat Pyre? I saw you playing it when I posted the notification for the stream today, so... What did you think of it? I thought it was really good, but what did you think of it? Okay, so then let us do it. Yeah, I think we heard about that, actually. You didn't... You guys all wear necklaces, wouldn't you? Well, okay, maybe they were being chased by Sin Eaters, so...
Neaters.
Hmm. But now, well, we'll have to go get it, because you guys don't want to endanger one of your own when one of your own just died to a Sin Eater, so... Not just she, we. She's subject 0. She's immune. Kind of, so. Well, she's not risking her life. The Sin Eaters quite literally can barely see her, so she has a distinct opportunity that most of us don't. Don't know how it's considered the weakest title from Supergiant. Loving it does not describe how much you like it. You know, I'm kind of with you on that one, Lifeblood, because, like, okay, so Supergiant has a really good pedigree in terms of the games that they've created. But I think a lot of people just were like, no, I don't like the sports game in it, and it's like, okay, but it's just something different. It's not like it's not the isometric action RPG from Bastion and Transistor, but it's just something different. But apparently people really didn't like it. That's what my impression is anyways, that a lot of people were put off by it based on its combat system. I enjoy the combat system. I think it's very refreshing. So, and then the visual novel stuff is also very good. Yeah, let's go fix this Sin Eater up. It'll be fine. Gotta get this
on the
Hearthstone
subject of game development, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I think you'll find this very interesting.
Yeah.
So I have a friend named Pippi.
Mm-hmm.
She is wonderful in every way. So I recently learned on the subject of game development companies and other things that Pippi works for one that isn't awful.
Oh.
Apparently she works for Rocksteady.
Oh, okay.
Like Batman Arkham Rocksteady.
Well, that's interesting. Never played any of their games, but that's cool.
Magic Basketball.
It is Magic Basketball. And I don't know why people frown on that. That sounds awesome. I played a decent amount of NBA Jam in my day, though, so like I'm already pretty well attuned to the fantastical versions of basketball.
Do you remember that one basketball game we had for the GameCube that we played endlessly?
Yeah,
because
NBA
of the
Street.
stupid fucking
NBA Street, yeah.
Oh,
that was a fun game. And it was also kind of Magic Basketball. Not like Pyre Magic Basketball, but it was kind of Magic Basketball. So, like those guys could jump like 20 feet in the air, so that's pretty magical.
I used to try to come up with crazy ass things to dunk. It was like a snowboarding game where you could just freeform tricks, but it was freeform dunking.
Yep. Well, it was made by the same company that made the SSX games, so that's why.
Why am I not surprised?
I wouldn't be either. Also find it funny that Barker just recreated the rights just for the hell of it. It's so on point for his character, too. Like, it just feels so much like what Barker would do. He'd be like, ah, fuck, now I got nothing to do down here. You know what? I'm gonna make the rights just for fun of it. I'll make my own rights. And then
make my own rights with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah, that. Although I don't think he knows what blackjack or hookers are, considering Pyre, but, you know. But, yeah, he just creates his own, and again, it's just so on point for Barker. It just feels so appropriate for his ending, for his character ending, so. Yeah, then it is just basketball after that, and it's just like, okay, nope, you know what? It's fine. Barker should have his fun. Another nice thing about Pyre 2 was the fact that they didn't shy away from giving some of the people that might be considered bad guys good endings, you know? Pretty much everybody got something out of it, unless they were just a gigantic asshole. So, and then they just got fucked in the most asshole way possible. So. How does Karibu keep getting here? It's multiplying now. Yeah, like Sir Deluge, yeah. Although I think
we gotta take care of that.
We will. I think if Sir Deluge gets liberated, he basically comes clean on the fact that he's been lying his whole life, and then he writes a book about it. So his ending isn't terrible if he gets liberated. It's just he's almost never in a liberation, right? So it's really hard to liberate him. And also his team sucks, so it's really hard to liberate him without, like, throwing a game, you know? So let's deal with them first. You take the one on the right, I'll take the one on the left. Rory can take the one that's surely multiplying out right now, so... Actually, let's ask her what she thinks we should do, because we need to give her some independence, so... Let's see you in a leading role, Minfilia. What do you think we should do? Probably true. Okay, there we go. Sounds like a plan. Alright. We can do that. Be careful. Hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, he is just straight up the easiest triumvirate. Like, it's just so easy to run circles around them, and they're like some of the fastest characters in the game, so it's kind of ridiculous that that's how it is, but well, that's how it is. Alright, big guy. Let's see what you've got. Nothing. You've got nothing. Oh, good pillory. It's a good thing I have a shield.
Here comes the boom!
That did nothing. Like, quite literally did 0. And that takes care of that.
I blew it up.
Good work. Let's go make sure that Minfilia is okay.
If anything happened to Minfilia, I will kill everything in this forest and then myself.
The Dissidents is very hard, on the contrary. Yeah, and it's weird too, because you'd think, okay, well, they're very similar team-wise, like they're just 3 speedsters. No. No, it's entirely different when Barker comes into the picture. He's got some magic shit going on. Makes him better than the others, so oh good, she got it.
Magic basketball.
Are you okay? Do I need to cast Physic? I don't think it'd do a whole lot, but... No, it's okay. You did good this time. Just do a little bit better next time and you'll queue. Okay, slow down, Minfilia. A little vertigo. Yeah, well, we'll find the Heartstone. Okay. I'll search around this area. This very large circular area they are having me search in. God, this is like the frogs in Final Fantasy 15 all over again. There are no ether currents over here, I just checked, by the way. So.
Fair enough.
He snipes you across the whole arena. Yeah, he's pretty good at that. He's got that extra range, so... anything in this pile of leaves? Nope. Okay. Let's keep looking and try not to attract too many helm beetles while we're at it.
They're beetles, they'll replicate.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to anger the Nut Clan while I'm at it.
No.
Currently attempting True Nightwing, and it was hella close against the first encounter against them. Yeah, True Nightwing is really difficult. Like, don't get it twisted. It's really difficult mode. So, it's definitely one of the toughest challenges. And if it wasn't for the fact that it had frame drops for me, although I haven't checked on my new computer to see if it gives frame drops. If it wasn't for the fact that it had a ton of frame drops, I'd be down for it. So, do you need help? No, you do not need help. Also, I found it. It's over here. Excuse
Fuck
me.
yeah!
Alright, I'll go make sure Minfilia is okay. You grab the other gemstone, the oddly identical gemstone that's sitting right next to it. I'm gonna go around these beetles. It's just easier. I mean, we could, but they're not on the culling log.
You have yet to see my full power on this class.
You have yet to see Despair. Listen,
Or
if you don't make a Sephiroth reference when you use Despair, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. Oh, there she is. I did have some luck. A Jade Heartstone. I mean, I do what's needed, and that has resulted in me being pretty good at multiple things, so... Minfilia, you shouldn't compare yourself to me, okay? And besides, you don't know where the heroism is. If you're just comparing your heroism to mine in terms of killing things, you're never gonna compare. And you shouldn't, because you're a kid. And if you have the capacity to kill that I do, and you're a child, then you're not gonna be cut out for the world after we kill all the Sin Eaters.
I was gonna say, then you're born in Garlemald, but that's aside from the point.
Oh, yeah, that too. I'm not trying to be mean,
God,
I'm just saying... I'm just saying that eventually, when the Sin Eaters are dead, we're not going to be killing anything anymore, Minfilia. We're going to have to pick up a hammer. We're going to have to help them fix the world that the Sin Eaters destroyed. So they won't have a need for heroes that can murder after this. So don't compare yourself to them. To me or to her. Also, she was not even half the hero you are now, so, you know. Main problems when playing was just the Essence and the Dissidents. The rest was easy, including the True Nightwings. You clapped them. Yeah, I mean, it depends, too, because, like, the True Nightwings, there is a bit of a mercy to it, which is that Aurelek himself doesn't have a large amount of glory. They actually nerfed his glory. I think he used to have, like, 30 a long time ago before they patched it. Now he has 20. So, what's a Sin Eater? Sound technically like a good entity. So, it is a being of light. And in this world, there's too much light. It's drowning out the balance of the world because there's too much light. So we have to kill them in order to restore the balance to the world, to make things more dark again. Are you walking back?
Oh no, I was just looking at something. What's up?
Okay. You saw another Sin Eater over the horizon, huh?
Yup.
Yeah. Somebody else who's slightly behind us in the quest line. Uh-oh, you're getting in trouble. Accept my teleport. Accept my teleport!
Lived, bitch.
Low glory. His hope is low. He has a standard 30 glory. Does he? I thought he had lower glory. Maybe that's on a lower difficulty. Maybe that's what it was, because I think he only had 20 when I fought him on Enhanced for the stream, so. But again, that could just be because it's a lower difficulty, so. Well, don't fear the worst, Runar, because we found the Heartstone, so here you go. Well, good. Good to hear. I'm glad to hear that you guys have everything you need for the ceremony. That's all good, and we all lived, so that's the important part. Minfilia is back as well. And look, she's probably having a bit of a spat with Thancred, because I took her out and was the good dad, whereas Thancred was being the brooding dad this time.
The brooding father.
Okay, I'll tell them it's in the dock. He has one hope in verses, but has like double Jodariel's speed. You know, that actually... I'm not really shocked by that, to be honest. Your first attempt was standard. Okay, gotcha. So maybe I'm just misremembering. It's possible. You really should stop opening your mouth like that and inserting your foot, Minfilia. It's not exactly becoming of a young woman. Well, I would say Hoot told you, but Hoot's not here at the moment, so...
Hoot.
You'll get home to him one day. Him
One
and
day.
Gigi. Yeah, they want us to be there, so... In the dock, which is, I assume, down here.
Generally, I'd assume the place called the Darker is in the darkest place in this... everything.
Their darkest dungeon.
Without all the Eldritch horror.
Yeah, that too.
Why do I feel like you'd like Darkest Dungeon?
I've seen Darkest Dungeon, and, I mean, I feel like I'd be kind of okay with it, but I don't know if I would like it for the entirety of its playtime, because it's a long game. And I feel like I'd like it in principle, but I don't know if I'd finish it. Oh, thank you. I will go place the candle. This looks like one of the tallow candles from Hawk Manor, only significantly less, well, horrifying.
Understandable. Let's see.
The funeral service was depressing when the last normal rite your opponents didn't show up. Yeah, they just gave up. It's such a good moment, though, too, even though it's depressing. Like, it's so appropriate for the situation, because they're like, okay, so the last rite is happening, and there is no possible way for us to win and actually get to liberation, because the only people that are favored at this point are the True Nightwings. So it's a good, really good moment. I really like it, even though it's depressing. Let's watch the funeral service, shall we? Oh, it was the tempers for you? Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Oh, man. I hate when it's the Tempers. That's really sad though, because it's so like, because of what Ignarius's character is, it's fitting, but it's also awful for him, you know. He's had it so bad the entire game, and he just gets fucked sometimes because of the RNG. There was one time though, the most recent time I played it before I played it for the stream, when Oralek interrupted the first time in the second or the third cycle, he interrupted the Pyre Hearts from us, and then the Pyre Hearts were the ones that abandoned the second to last right of the game as well. So that was a real big kick in the teeth for Sir Deluge. So, oh, they said her real name. I guess, you know, this is the last time they'd be able to say it, considering this is the funeral service.
We entrust her now to the Knight's sweet embrace. In darkness will she be free from pain and suffering, now and forevermore.
Until she comes back as a Sin Eater. What?
May her soul find peace in the sunless sea of heaven, and in the love we bear for her in our hearts.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing, Lifeblood. If people are killed by a Sin Eater, they turn into a Sin Eater rather than just expressly dying, so. Fun! And it's not just people either, it's anything that they kill. So that's another reason why we need to kill them. Gonna assume that was a huge spoiler. They tell you about 8 hours into the game. Like, quite literally, they show you, actually. Somebody turns into a Sin Eater after getting stabbed by one of them on screen, directly in front of you, so. Yeah. So not really a huge spoiler. If you would have played this, you would have found out yourself, so. Hey, look at that. It's all the little gemstones in there.
Call upon you now, O bringer of shadow, to lead this gentle soul unto the sea. We call upon you, O warrior of darkness, to deliver her unto paradise everlasting.
Listen, man, I can kill the Sin Eaters, but I don't know about delivering her to paradise. I think she's SOL in that department until we get rid of the Light Warden. Well, that was depressing, but it was a funeral service, so if I expected anything else, I probably shouldn't have.
I am told you assisted in the preparations for the service. On behalf of the Blessed, you have my sincerest thanks.
I mean, it was the least we could do since we just got here.
The enduring legend of the Warrior of Darkness owes much to the traditions of these people.
Are Sin Eaters actually monsters, or are they technically protectors who are now monsters due to imbalance? So they didn't exist before the imbalance of light and darkness happened. So I don't know that they could have ever been protectors, at least not in their current form. So I assume that in this particular case they're just monsters. They might have existed in a different form before the change happened, before the imbalance of light and darkness happened. And at that point, they could have been protectors. But once the imbalance happened, they were just... What happened, basically, is that the entire world, 90% of it got sucked up by a flood of light ether. And that light ether caused an imbalance in most of the world's life and turned them into Sin Eaters, which this all happened 100 years ago at this point. So, yeah. So I don't think they could ever have been protectors.
In their faith than Todia. She would have been greatly moved
not in the
by your
form
presence.
that they're in now, which is the Sin Eater form. Probably in another form, but not in the current form. Yeah, you know I don't deserve reverence for this. It was the right thing to do. Anybody would have done it if they had the power to kill Sin Eaters, you know. I guess that's an exclusive club, but...
You might not deliver her to the heavens, but if you could deliver the night sky to her people, the real night sky, it would be the next best thing.
Again, I feel like that would mostly turn their traditions on their heads, considering they quite literally do all this with the expectation that the night sky will come back, but they don't know when. But I suppose they could rewrite their religious doctrine.
Their prayers would finally be answered.
Not exactly every day that a mythical figure comes out of nowhere from another dimension and fucking fixes your entire goddamn night sky.
Yeah, well, true. I hope we don't tell them that I'm the one that did it, too. Like, I hope... Because they've kind of been trying to keep it a secret in every other place that we went to. And it was easy to do that in Ilmeg, because that's the Pixie Kingdom, so no one's going to go there. Lakeland, the Crystal Exarch, very explicitly said, no, you really shouldn't tell them that you did this. And for once, I actually agree with him. So...
Thankless job, am I right? Everyone's always talking about how the Warrior of Darkness is the savior, and meanwhile we're standing directly in front of them.
I don't want the thanks for killing people, though. I've said that multiple times this episode, but I'm still killing someone, you know? I don't feel like I deserve thanks for killing someone, even if it's a mercy. So... Wonder what imbalance in darkness, the direction of darkness would be. Dark Angel monsters, just Sin Eaters, but black. Possibly. A large number of the monsters that you fight in the expansions before this one were from an imbalance of darkness, because a world in this universe, the 13th, was completely consumed by an imbalance of darkness, to the point where those monsters in that world started bleeding out into other worlds. Like, they transported themselves from that world to other places, including ours. So... it would probably look a lot like the previous X-Packs of this game. This one just twists it on its head and says, no, now there's a light imbalance. So, anyway, Minfilia's got a point, which is good because she should have a point. She should be confident about the point that she has.
Forgive me, thinking of all those we have lost.
No, you said something good. What you're saying makes a lot of sense.
No. It's all right. We will bring back the dark.
It'll be just as easy as that.
Hopefully.
Mayhaps sooner than later, in fact.
I mean, we just fought a trial, so, like, there's not going to be a trial in this area.
Fair enough.
It wouldn't be worse than the Queen of the Pixies.
And its contents were most illuminating. Chambers. We have much to discuss.
Okay. Sure. I guess we know what the tablet says now, so that'll let us maybe get into the next place we need to go. We're going to find out. Excuse me.
We'll find out today.
Yes, we are, because we're only 2 hours and 15 minutes into the stream. Even less so, actually, because we DC'd about an hour in, so... And that's the other weird thing, is that whenever I disconnect, it seems like it happens about an hour in. Like, it's strange. It happens at 5:30 almost exactly every time.
How
yeah,
strange.
I don't know. Yeah, imbalance of darkness are heartless. Yeah, pretty much. Something like that. It's just Kingdom Hearts. It makes so much sense. Okay, sure. So what's our next course of action, then? We're stirring up trouble. Fun. Let's see what kind of trouble we're going to get into. Okay. Yeah, I think we kind of gathered that from what we saw of it before. So this was a petition for help because they overstepped their bounds? Jeez. Only an empire would have that kind of hubris. Oh shit, we overstepped our bounds and ethnocentrically trying to conquer all of the quote-unquote savages in the lands around us. Please help us. Like, what the fuck? Oh, and you think that the people that are over by Ixmaya are friends of the ancient Ronkins, quote-unquote? Okay. Well, at the very least, they've been protecting the Ronkin ruins for a while, so... And where's this located? Okay, well, that's good. That should make our next course pretty easy. Oh, never mind. It's in the possession of the children of the everlasting dark. Okay.
It's like we need to blow some people up.
So, wait, these guys are the Knights Blessed. Those are the children of the everlasting dark. Don't they want the same thing? Well, I guess we're not going to find out now. Oh my god. Way to leave her out of the party, man. Come on now. You're making me look far better than I deserve to be for being the dad that lets her do stuff.
Oh, sue the poor man. He's traumatized.
Yeah, but he's traumatized and he's taking it out on her.
Never said it was a fair thing, but damn. Certainly better than somebody else whom we shall not speak of until his plot armor is gone.
Yeah, I guess. Thancred's in the alright category in terms of characters in this one. I don't like the fact that they're kind of rehashing a character trait that he's already kind of gone through, but... I mean, I don't hate it. Like some of the other people.
There are far worse characters in this expansion.
Aside from that, all the normal monsters, are they dark, light, or balanced? So the normal monsters in this area, like even in a place like this where it's light imbalanced, let's go outside so I can show you. Most of the wildlife is balanced in terms of their ether. So like those beetles, that beetle that's over the horizon there, the one that Cole's getting into a fight with over there, those are considered wildlife. They're not considered light or dark imbalanced monsters. So they're balanced in terms of their ether. Things like the angels that we were murdering over there a little bit ago are considered light imbalanced. And certain ones that we fought back in the other world were dark imbalanced. You probably won't see too much dark imbalance in this world, because dark isn't imbalanced in this world. Light is imbalanced. So. Or I should say light is unbalanced so that it's a little bit clearer. Yeah, see, that was Umbral Soul. Oh, okay. And that's a guard on our side. Gotcha. Makes sense. Although, again, I'm not really seeing the problem here. If they want darkness and Knights Blessed want darkness, they're on the same side. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to spoil it right now. The only defining character trait of the Children of Everlasting Dark is that they don't like anyone, and they will kill everyone around them, even if they want the same thing as those same people.
In other words, they're psychopaths.
Yeah, they're just psychopaths. That's it. They have no character. They're just there to kill everything around them. Yeah, about that. It would be quite the twist, yeah, for sure. Want to see an epic clash of a horde of Sin Eaters and Darkness monsters? I don't think they ever really do that in this game specifically. I think it would be interesting to see, though.
You know, now that I think about it...
Did they do something like that in Endwalker? Oh, look, Djinns.
Not exactly?
Should I help you kill this thing? I mean, it's a Djinn, but it's probably a part of the ecosystem. I'm trying to avoid killing as many of the things that have balanced ether as possible, Lifeblood, in case you're wondering, because 90% of all life on the planet was destroyed when the light became imbalanced, and it destroyed 90% of the planet. So, I could cause an extinction level event if I kill too many of these things, and that's not actually true because this is an MMO, so they'll respawn in like 60 seconds, but I'd like to believe that it is, because just saying it's a game mechanic 4-head deal with it is not good enough for me.
Because your standards are too high.
That's true. I will not lower my standards for this game's sake. That would be too easy. Are the Sin Eaters always the angels? So they look like angels sometimes, but sometimes they look like just like
Horrible
light.
eldritch abominations from beyond the void.
I was gonna
Space
say,
and time.
sometimes they look like light versions of natural creatures. Like there are light versions of the bears that are Sin Eaters. There are light versions of the dogs that are Sin Eaters. Here's a child of the everlasting dark. We can kill this guy. No Heartstopper for you, Phoenix.
Boom.
Cleanse this poor soul of his sin in everlasting fire.
We mono a bit too much biblically accurate angel.
We will, in fact, see a biblically accurate angel in this X-Pack, actually.
Oh!
There's a boss in one of the dungeons that's a biblically accurate angel. Although I think it has faces instead of eyes, if I recall correctly. Like mask faces. Like, they're not, like, animate.
The one S-rank Senator you could spawn in Calusia that requires you to kill, like, 4 other ones is a fucking biblically accurate angel.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, this does not help. He still looks disgusting. Oh, good. They've been trying to kill us at every turn. Fantastic. I am an acquaintance of Master Matoya, yes. Well, how strange, exactly. Yeah, what are they doing? Right, that sounds about right for psychopathic evil people that want to kill everyone. Why have they been... Are they planning on poisoning everyone in Slitherbow? It's possible. What are we going to do that will help them continue to be obsessed with their Legion of Spiders?
Legion of
Yeah, that. Oh, okay, so you want to put bees in the spider nests. Fair enough. I can't believe bees are going to help us now. Yeah, so smoke apparently is like an aphrodisiac for bees.
Yup.
It basically makes them feel all funky and, like, fall asleep, essentially. Well, not asleep, but, you know. What's my favorite version of Never to Return? Probably the withdrawn version. Yeah, I'd probably have to say the withdrawn version. Like, I enjoy most of the versions of Never to Return, but probably the withdrawn version is my favorite. Just the withdrawn in general are some of my favorite parts of Pyre, honestly. Yeah, so what they're going to do is they're going to use the smoke bombs as an aphrodisiac for the bees and knock them out so that we can throw them into the spider nests. I don't know if this is accurate biologically. It probably is not, because this game does nothing accurately, but... You know, oh good, Cole's getting into a bit of trouble. I'm about to.
You want some roast boar?
Oh, I thought you were cooking a burp.
Ah!
Did he tackle you?
Hi.
I lived.
I lived, bitch.
You got that, but an aphrodisiac smoke for bees? Yeah, I guess maybe I'm the one that made the confusion there, because that might have been not entirely biologically accurate. So, well, to be fair, you clearing out that boar left us a fairly straight-on path to get to the bees' nests. So. And I say fairly because there's still a swine right there, but, you know. What's life without a little conflict, huh? I say as I try to tiptoe around every monster in this entire area. A smoke bomb is what we need.
Rocket launcher.
Poof! And here come the bees. Okay, I guess we're just gonna take
Here
them
comes
normally.
the boom.
You are correct. Lots of fire. Did we do it right? Yes. Excuse me. I thought it was going to be one of those situations where you have to knock them down to low health and then throw a sack over them. But, nope, that's not the case. Yeah, I didn't, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, saying that it's an aphrodisiac without really knowing that it is or isn't probably was pretty confusing, so that's my bad. On that note, for you, it's the Chastity. I'm trying to think what the Chastity's version of Never to Return sounds like. Like, I can kind of hear it because I can hear Manly's theme, so, like, in my head. Yeah, I could see that being pretty cool. Alright, which side of the tree is this gonna be on? Oh, found it right here. Smoke bomb time. Poof. I'll take the one on the right.
Oh no!
I'm being swarmed by bees! Never mind, I'll take the one on the both because I already killed mine. Summons are busted. And by
You know
that
what else
I mean...
is busted? High explosives.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, by that I mean they're not busted, it just takes less time for me to wind up than it does for Cole to wind up. That's all.
Also, the description on the burlap sacks is great.
Yeah, I gotta look at that once I get out of danger here.
If you don't look at it, I will tell you.
Hold on,
shit.
I'm gonna go in this house so I'm not in danger.
Oh no!
Bug, you get your ass beat by a flamingo.
Ah!
Should you be concerned that a bee cloud is level 76? Like, does every individual bee have that level? Like, how? No, I think it's just like the collective of bees are level 76, not like one individual bee, you know. Buzzing burlap sack. For God's sake, don't let them out. Yeah, that's good advice. You having fun with the flamingo yet? Shall you give them despair?
Perhaps.
Well, you can't do that if you're fire 4ing them.
I don't have enough stacks for despair yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how. This is one of those cases where I have to say it's a game mechanic and I have to accept it. I don't like accepting that it's a game mechanic and I have to accept that, but yeah, this is one of those cases. How many were you fighting?
4.
4? Why did you fight 4?
You ran away!
I did. I didn't want to fight the wildlife.
For God's sakes, don't let them.
Yeah. I found 2 beehives. Well, Rory and I did together, so won't take all the credit. She got stung enough.
My cheeks.
We need to use a Suna on those cheeks. Alright, Estola, where are we taking the bees? To Woven Oath. Okay.
I'd always just throw them into the children's entire, like, cave. You'd gather, like, 5 of them and make bee grenades.
Yeah, but they would kill the bees before they got to the spiders, so we don't want that.
True.
Any ether currents near here? 633 southeast. No, that's past Slitherbow, so nope. Okay, moving along. Looks like we're going for a little swim. Well, not necessarily. There's some rocks here that we can jump across, so. I guess it's not even that deep, but then again, 6 inches of water will knock a man off his feet, so, you know.
Imagine what it'll do to a Lalafell.
I was lied to. I cannot get up.
Coward.
I didn't jump it right. I didn't jump it right again.
You gotta sprint and do it.
Yeah. There. Got it. Okay, let's keep going and run. Okay, hang on. Wild swine. You're lucky that one didn't see you.
Otherwise we'd be having roast boar.
Just follow me. I got it. I have the line. And the line leads me to this set of trees that will make for very good cover from these hormites. Yeah, hormites. I thought it was just hoamites for a second there. I was gonna be like, what the fuck? Is that a scorpion or what? Let's find out, because Cole has attracted its attention. Hang on. Garuda's up, so let's do that first.
Feel the power of my thermonuclear spells.
Pretty much. And mine. There's a tomato directly in the path. It's a good thing we're not
12.
going that way. Oh good, they have Ochus here as well. Absolutely. Why wouldn't they have Ochus?
Yay.
Remember a post on Reddit that said, I don't want my fantasy to be realistic, I want it to be convincing. Yeah, that's actually me. as well. I would rather that my fantasy be convincing than realistic. If I can go through the fantasy without breaking my immersion, then it's done well, even if it's not realistic, so. I'm gonna guess that that up there is the airway that we were looking for. It's basically a door. I don't know how you wouldn't see it, considering it's right in the center of the screen. I mean, which one of us knows how to baseball throw things? Yeah, probably a good idea. I guess Thancred's gonna do it. That's why you like Monster Hunter? Yeah, I've always heard that Monster Hunter tries to like the monsters are fantastical, but it tries to be as convincing as it can about their environment and how they interact with it, so. I haven't really played a whole lot of Monster Hunter to tell that for myself, but that's what I've heard. The bees! Oh, they're in my eyes! Sounds like it. How long has it been since you've pulled a prank like this, Y'shtola? Because you're enjoying this a little too much. Alright, sounds like a plan. I will attempt to guard her, and I hope this is not an escort mission. Because she does. She enjoys your suffering, Thancred. Why do you think she threw you under the bus when we first got here?
Not even under the bus, in front of a moving train.
Yeah, basically. Alright, looks like we're heading inside where the children are. It's too bad you don't have ninja. Because this would be a very easy mission if it was.
I think we're going the wrong way, are we?
No, the entrance to the cave, the bee cave is off to the left, to our southwest, but the entrance to the cave is to our northeast, so. Just hug the walls for now. There's a vampire vine in the way, but we'll figure that part out when we get there. Which way is he facing? Okay, he's facing to the right, so I'm gonna go to the left. Around him. Around this tree that I can't get around. Okay, I thought he was moving again. He's not.
We may need to murder.
What makes you say that? Jesus. Man, she was right when she said it didn't, the guards at the entrance weren't stirred from this. Alright, well, you ready? Because this looks like an exchange of blows that's getting ready to happen. Ronkin Scathe? How about Bahamut Scathe? They will rue the day that they chose to fight me. They're trying to use your moves on us.
How cute.
There we go. Oh good, a wood bat. And he's non-hostile. So that's good, at least.
These motherfuckers, on the other hand.
Hang on, let's just see which direction that they're looking in first. That one's looking away from us. Now it's looking towards us, so maybe don't
Shit.
walk too close. Well, anyway. Oh good, the wood bat's pissed off too. Fun. I don't want to anger the wildlife!
Oh shit.
I promise you, young bat, if I had any other choice, I would not be keen on killing you right now.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, you chose to kill yourself on my book, so... Phoenix. Oh good, I rekindled. Well, now if they see us, I'll be the first one that they see instead of you.
I like to imagine Thancred's just walking behind us, seeing the craters that were formerly the children of the everlasting dark, just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm going this way.
Yup.
I should consult my map, actually, from here, so we can sneak around. Okay, so it looks like the next area is a big circle. So we can probably kind of wander around the cover there, and that'll let us, like, avoid the eyesight of any of these people.
I feel like I'm trouncing around in a fucking Elden Ring dungeon.
Kind of.
Avoiding contact with literally everything.
Do you like how many electric monsters have parts that rub together to produce it or have special organs? Or there's an ogre who has a symbiotic relationship with a bug that produces electricity. Yeah, see, those are good details for your fantasy monsters. It makes them feel fantastical while also feeling like they're convincing, so, like you said. Yeah, people with metal sticks versus our godlike magic. Like, it's not even a contest. I don't even know why they're trying. I do know why they're trying. It's because they have no character outside of being evil, but, you know. Don't come this way.
Meanwhile,
if you're gonna come this way, stay behind this rock. Because this guy's looking directly at the rock, so...
always blow him up.
Good. He's also attached to somebody because it's the two of us, so... Let's just wait for him to turn around, it's fine. We'll just go by the wood bat, because the wood bat's non-hostile, so... I'm watching him, so I'll tell you when he turns around.
Does he turn around is the question.
Yes. Follow me. And this one's looking directly at the outside, so I'm just gonna... Bye. Not the most attentive
we really just
guard,
snuck right behind that motherfucker.
Not the most attentive guard, that one. He must have been the guy that was dealing with the bees just a minute ago, because he was very lost in the sauce. The font of seeing, huh? Okay. Let's go see if we can find this monument then. Must be inside here. Monument, more like a relief. There are several cave paintings in here. Probably from the ancient Ronkins, depicting some kind of civilization hierarchy. And then there's whatever this is supposed to be. Looks significantly more fantastical than the other one. Now, let's take a look at the monument first, then we can try to draw observations from the cave paintings. Because Stola sure isn't going to be able to do that. She's blind. I don't know how she's going to draw anything out of this monument either. Maybe it's blessed by magical energy, but if she's trying to read it, well, I hope it's in Braille for her sake. Sure, why not? I was already kind of looking at them, so... Yeah, I was going to say, these look Ronkin or even more ancient. And I don't feel like fighting my way through the children to get in here again. If I'm going to come back here, I'm going to wait till I can fly in this zone. Alright, let's take a good look at the murals. See what we can figure out. Oh, there's another one over here. This one's just kind of a bunch of people that were fighting. Well, we can take a good look at all of them from right here, so... Let's see what we can see. Which ones can I look at? Can I look at all of them? I can, actually. I have to observe all of them anyway, so might as well. So this one appears to be ancient. The warrior in the middle stands triumphant over what appears to be a creature of shadow. Other figures surround the warrior, rejoicing in their victory. So that was probably pre-Flood of Light, because otherwise they wouldn't be killing something of shadow. They'd be killing something of light. Here's a Ronkin mural. This one is very old, but not ancient. A ruler sits atop a throne attended by their subjects. Yeah, like I said, some kind of hierarchy to the Ronkin civilization. They were here after, before the Flood of Light, but after the ancient mural that we saw all the way, hold on. Make sure I'm not pulling too hard, all the way over here. So it's a timeline, basically. This is earliest, then this one, which is later, and then I assume, based on the fact that this is faded, this is actually even earlier than the ancient one we just saw, so... Because this is an encroaching darkness, which is significantly different from what we've seen before. Although the figures in this one look kind of familiar now that I look at them.
Yep.
Like, I can distinctly make out an archer, a black mage. The person in the middle's kind of faded. But there's a big figure next to him. There's a small figure next to them holding a staff. And then if you look just near where the darkness is, there's another very small figure by the waves there that's holding their hand out. But that wouldn't be right, because the encroaching darkness was not darkness, it was light when that happened. Huh. Is something of darkness currently holy? So a lot of the people around here consider darkness to be a sacred element because it's so rare in this world. So I guess if you consider something holy as in, like, something that they revere, then yes, in that way, yeah, they do revere darkness in this world. Because it's so outside of what they expect. Oh, hello, ghost in my soul.
Throughout history.
What the
Age of
ghost
Gods,
doing?
The Empire of Ronka. And this.
Yeah, I think you'll want to see the third one, because it looks awfully familiar to you specifically, doesn't it? Because that's you in the center, isn't it?
There was a man. A researcher who pored over these pieces. He offered us work when we needed it. Slaying beasts, delivering provisions. A funny old bugger he was. But he had a good heart.
You think he drew this after what happened to you guys?
He believed this first painting dated back to a time of myth and legends. A tribute to the heroes of a long-forgotten era. The story went that it was rediscovered by an explorer from Ronka, who was so struck by its majesty that a second painting was commissioned, commemorating the heroes of their day.
So what you're telling me is that this has happened before, this whole flood
One day
thing.
You'll all be here too, he said. Heroes immortalized forever. Maybe I'll paint you myself? I had a good laugh at that. We were only trying to make our way after all.
As you do.
Being heroes couldn't have been further from our minds.
Well, it's mostly further from most people's minds when they go around adventuring. It just sort of falls in their lap. Trust me, I'm aware of that. Very keenly.
He actually went and did it.
Okay, yeah, so this is...
Before or after the flood, I wonder.
This was actually painted by that researcher guy. It would have had to have been after the flood unless he had a premonition, but he must have seen or heard of what you guys did and painted this as a tribute.
Rather faded, isn't it, compared to the others? Or did someone try to scrape it off the wall? Well, maybe the man himself once he came to his senses.
Or the Children of the Everlasting Dark tried to do it because only they're allowed to bring the dark back, no one else. They'll kill everyone else.
Do you suppose your deeds will warrant an addition to this collection?
Absolutely not.
Or some other kind of monument?
Absolutely not. If they make a monument to my deeds, then it'll have to be a monument to my crafting and gathering. If they make a monument to my war making, then I will tear it down with my bare fucking hands.
There you
I
are.
love how I'm giving the
Everything
side eye
I
through my,
need. Let us quit
through my
this
mask
place.
there. Like, what the fuck are you on about? Okay, fair enough. I'm done talking to a ghost anyway. He decided to go back to the sea of my soul.
Something the matter?
A monument to your fashion.
Yeah, a monument to my fashion. Well, I could just stick that on the internet. There is a collection of fashion sets on the internet for this game that you can add to, so I'll probably add all my glamours at some point, just so that if anybody wants to use them, they can see what I've got. And they will probably get like 2 likes. Oh good, they teleported us out of that cave. To somewhat safety. Okay, cool. Well, one of them was really old, like predating the Ronkan Empire. One was from the Ronkan Empire, and one was from like 100 years ago. Yeah. Listen, I've read enough books in my lifetime to know how to depict these things. Boy, I hope so. Alright, so where are we off to now? Guess we're going back to Slitherbell. That's fine. I'm sure I will have no time for rest, but I would like to sample his cooking to see how good he is. And we could discover more of Lake Tusimekta, but I think some quests actually send us there in a little bit. And if they don't, well, we'll discover it when we fly around this area after we're done here, so. You still wonder what Ron does with the money. I always assumed that he traded the soul, like he sent it up to the surface world, so that he could use it to trade for other goods that he can only find on the surface world. But I guess it's possible he does something else with it. That was always my thought process, though. So. We did, actually. We stirred up their spiders with a bunch of bees.
A legion of spot.
Yeah, with a swarm of bees. She's a busy woman, Runar. Like, again, I don't see how anybody could not see the two of them being shipped. Listen to how Runar's talking about her. He's such a beta.
At least he's not a beta male cock.
Sure, why not? Yeah, that's just all the male Vera.
Shut!
Literal spiders in this case, not a unit called spiders. They're using the spiders to create poisons, basically, that they're going to use to probably try to kill everyone in this town. So that's just great. That sounds like a lot of commotion. I wonder what could be causing it. Are they crowning a new Lion King?
Strange.
Yeah.
The others on patrol should have returned by now. Our food will be overcooked if we wait any longer.
Well, more for us then, I guess.
We will just have to start without them. Would you call Master Matoya and the others?
Sure, why not? I'll go get them, just don't eat all of it without me, or I'll be very upset. I'm trying to sample your cooking, Runar, being a culinarian myself. Yeah, yes, in the middle of the day. It would look better at night. Unfortunately, we can't have that because nighttime never comes in this area because of the Light Warden, so... Light Warden is the highest ranking Sin Eater in the area, so just in case the terminology wasn't clear. What the hell are they talking about? Time to eavesdrop! I'm good at this. I'm a ninja.
The blessing may spare him the fate of becoming a Light Warden. But you cannot be blind to the nascent corruption. He is not as he was in the source.
Ah yes, Square Enix coming back to bite me with a conflict that they created themselves after not having the conflict happen in the first situation with the Light Warden.
Though I have no proof, I fear that the light which poured forth from the Wardens was not negated.
See, this would have
all.
been much more reasonable of a conflict if you shot the laser out every single time and this was still happening.
Or you just never shot the laser out at all. Like, if either one of those was the case, it would be fine. But because of the fact that the writer of this didn't go back and edit it, like, so we had warning signs that this was happening because the writer of this must have like some untreated ADHD or something because she's done this sort of shit in other stories
Most
that she's
writers
written.
do have do have untreated ADHD.
Well, but she's done this shit in other stories she's done for this game before. Like if you go back to the rogue quests, okay, so the first 3 quests of the rogue quests in this game, she has like this thing where she's like, there's a code for the rogues and we have to follow it and you punish people who don't follow the code. And then halfway through the quests, all of a sudden, she switches gears and said, the next 3 quests, which are the last 3 quests of the rogue quests, are a treasure hunt. There was no sign that there would be a treasure hunt in any of the first 3 quests. It just happens. Because she felt like having a treasure hunt happen. Fine, fair play, but maybe go back and edit the previous 3 quests so that it looks like there's reason for the treasure hunt to come up rather than it coming out of nowhere. It happens here too, because the first time you fight a Light Warden, you fire a satellite beam out of your arm and it dispels all of the light in your soul. Except it doesn't because they're saying now, they're retconning now that no, that's not true. You still had the light in you even though you shot a laser beam out of your arm that had all the light in it. Second time you fight a Light Warden, no laser beam. The light still dispels around Ilmeg, but no laser beam. So you're holding all that ether in your body. Why does this happen? Because again, Square Enix needed to create conflict. They realized they didn't have enough conflict in the story just from the Light Wardens alone, and they said, no, we need more of it. We need you to do something incredibly unhealthy for yourself in order to create conflict further down the line the more of the Light Wardens you kill. And this is their solution. And again, it would work better if you shot the beam, like Cole said, multiple times. You shot it in both situations and it didn't dispel all the ether, or if you just never shot the beam at all. But because you did one thing and then a completely different thing, it feels half-assed. It feels like there's a problem that they created that they're not fixing, and they're using it to cause all the conflict that's going to happen for the remainder of this X-Pack. So, yeah, so in a way, we are the light problem ourselves, because when you kill a Light Warden, in order for it to die permanently, we, the main character, have to take all of its light ether into our body. because we're blessed by a crystal that allows us to do that without dying. If anybody else tries to do that, they turn into a Sin Eater, the next Light Warden. So, because we're blessed by a crystal MacGuffin, we can fix that, but also Square Enix doesn't have consistent rules for it. So one time you'll absorb the ether, and then you'll shoot it out of your armor like a satellite beam, and it'll destroy the radioactive sun and cause nighttime to happen. And another time, that radioactive sun will just kind of go away on its own, and you have to hold it all into your body like trapped gas. So, when Y'shtola's referring to the light problem, she's referring to us, because we're holding on to all that light ether. For no good reason. Square Enix just needs it to create conflict later.
I fear it was absorbed. He has been suffused with their light.
Yeah, so she, in her eyes, I say that with quotes because she can't see it. She can see the ether, she can't see us. We're the problem because we're holding on to the ether. So she's blaming the player for something that Square Enix created themselves. And they will continue to do this for the rest of the expansion. And it's bullshit. Because there's nothing I can do about it if Square Enix just says, no, you're going to hold all that light in. Why? That doesn't make any sense. No, you're going to hold all that light in. Don't ask questions. Just consume media.
I dare not speak until more is known.
Well, we won't know more until I'm half dead, Urianger, so good luck with that one. We can use a shit ton of light magic, yeah. Usually the light magic that I use is just light because it's so strong. It's not like actual light ether, but because I've taken the light into my body, now maybe it is light ether. So, you know.
Urianger, I know full well, after all these years, that you have only the best of intentions. But that does not make it any easier to put my faith in a man so infatuated with secrecy.
Oh yeah, Urianger's hubris from patch 3.4 coming back to bite him. How about that?
I have had my suspicions ever since the Exarch bade you speak that day. But now I must ask. The 8th Umbral Calamity and all that followed. Everything you claim to have seen. Did you?
It's a fair question. He did lie to us once.
Help! Someone help!
Oh good, the plot kicking in directly before we find out everything we're supposed to find out.
We're under attack!
Yulmor's here? Okay. What are they doing here? Is it because we're here? Let's find out. Meanwhile, in Yulmor, never mind, let's not find out. Let's go to Yulmor instead. To see this fat fuck again. Oh look, Zorn and Thorn again. Maybe this time they'll get character development. I don't even know why I ask for this shit anymore. We all know it's never gonna happen. Is that a beast or a statue? Yes. It was a statue at one point previously because they've used that palette, model in a dungeon before. It's literally just a palette swap of a previous dungeon's monster. Not Lord Vothri though, he's original, as you'll see when the camera goes to him.
How humbled are you to be invited not only into your city, but your home? You are as generous as ever.
That guy.
He was disingenuous. Let us dispense with the pleasantries. This merry band of dissidents people are calling warriors of darkness, they have slain Sin Eaters, and by all accounts the Crystarium is complicit in their villainy.
Does it count as complacency if they're just standing by and letting the Warriors of Darkness kill the Light Warden, saying, I don't know what happened, but hey, look, the night sky.
And now I hear reports.
Yeah, red flags are flying everywhere. Good, Lifeblood, they should be.
So I must ask, what exactly do you think you are doing?
And it's actually good in this scene because they have the camera down here. First of all, it makes Vothri look intimidating. Second of all, it hides that stupid fucking mask that we talked about in the very first scene that he was in that explicitly tells you what he is.
I might ask you the same thing. It should be clear, even to you, that defeating the Light Wardens represents the world's only hope of survival.
I mean, technically speaking, yeah, you would totally die, Vothri, if the Sin Eaters won, so.
Lakeland and Ilmeg rejoice in the return of night. For 100 years, they yearned for a means to fight back against the Sin Eaters, and at last they have found one. Yet you choose to stand idly by and do nothing. Why?
Well, for first thing, his entire civilization is built on the backs of literally appeasing the Sin Eaters. For a second thing, that should not even be a question, because you should know. There's literally Sin Eaters sitting around him.
This hope you cling to is nothing more than a fever dream. An exercise in futility.
How do you know? You sit on your ass all day and don't try to do anything different.
Even should you slay the Sin Eaters, the world as we know it is beyond salvation.
Is that a scientific fact?
With what little land and resources remain, the people would be free only to starve.
He uses a big-ass monster as a pillow and an angel thing is a Sin Eater. What? Yeah, so the angel thing and the lion are a Sin Eater. Pretty sure it's pretty obvious what he is as well, but not everybody picked up on that when they first played this game, apparently.
And ultimately usher themselves unto oblivion.
How could you know this? You weren't alive for that.
A firm hand to shepherd them from the edge. The hand of a king. Nay, a god.
And where are you going to find one of those?
I will see their dreams fulfilled. Their wishes.
He is a Sin Eater himself, a warden to be exact. Thank you, Lifeblood. Thank you for being the voice of reason here, because when I said that in the very first scene that we saw Vothri in, when I first played this X-Pack, people looked at me bewildered like I was some kind of omniscient god. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? They're making it so clear. Just look at the things around him. So... it's only after you said that. Yeah, I guess I kind of hinted at it, didn't I? Well, it's not that much of a spoiler, honestly.
What they cost. But a little fear can go a long way towards helping them realize what it is they truly need.
Because what's your idea of what they need is the blissful ignorance of your civilization, I think that you're mistaken.
Sanctuary. And they shall find none in this world save that which I afford them.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you continue to kill everything outside of your sanctuary, then of course they won't find anything else, because you're killing it.
That is why the Sin Eaters exist. To unite the world under my dominion.
I'm not sure that's why they exist, because you weren't alive when they first came about, but... you had several questions as to what the angel thing was, and the lion, they were very suspicious, yeah. Yeah, so they're like lesser Sin Eaters, basically. Although lesser compared to Vothri, I guess is the best way to put it. They're still basically boss monsters, but lesser compared to a warden. They're not a warden, so...
a paradise fit to grace the 8th Umbral era.
I don't think he's gonna know what that is.
What was that?
Just muttering something
A
to
minor
myself.
epiphany, nothing more. You have always held sway over those around you. Those who defy you must submit or die. What sits before me is the inevitable result of bloated privilege and unchecked power.
Oh good, now he's gonna get some lines to
But
piss
man
him
is
off.
more resilient than you think. His achievements are not the product of violence and bloodshed, but compassion and understanding.
Sometimes the results are the product of violence and bloodshed, but we don't like to think about those times.
This calamity is but another crisis to be overcome. And we will, once we eliminate the Sin Eaters.
Yeah, if by the mage you mean the guy that's talking right now, yeah, he's not necessarily bad. I think he's a bad character, but that's getting into spoilery stuff later, so I'm not gonna say too much about that, so...
and the contentment they lack. What good is a paradise to them if it is 1,000 years in the making? Or even 100?
It'll be good for their kids.
You underestimate them, Lord Vothri. They see further than you think. I have beheld it in the blood and sweat and tears of those who would sacrifice everything for a future they may never know. That their children may never know.
Let's not forget that most of those people are the minority,
I
though.
have beheld it in the hopes and dreams of those who came before, which we bequeath to those who come after, that they might in turn build upon the foundations laid by our forebears. These are the bonds which hold man and his world together, not your gilded chains. and I will resist your every effort to shackle him.
How does antagonizing him help you keep Yulmore out of the Crystarium, exactly? Like, I know this conversation had to happen anyway. Oh, look, there's the face again.
The villains hunting my sin eaters.
But, like, do you want to antagonize? Do you want people to die in the Crystarium? Because that's what's going to happen as a result of this conversation. You can't see a fat ass being a dangerous light monster. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. It might be like a Dr. Wily situation, you know? Like, maybe he'll... Not necessarily, he's not going to summon a mech or something like that, but it might be a Dr. Wily situation where he throws all of his minions at you, and then he realizes he's left all by himself, and he's like, please forgive me! So.
With tremendous enthusiasm, for I have faith in the future they would build.
Shepard's pie's in the oven. Did you miss anything important? We've mostly just been screwing around in Slitherbow there, Marie. Meeting with the Crystal Exarch and Vothry's happening right now before Yulmore gets to Slitherbow, so... We're almost done for the day, though. Probably right after these cutscenes.
Fools, the lot of you. So naive. So painfully predictable.
I could say the same thing to you.
Did you imagine I did?
What is that face in his clothes? That's the giveaway, Lifeblood.
To dispatch my forces? Even as we speak, they march to the Sin Eater's defense.
Does the Sin Eater need a defense right now? I'm pretty sure the Ronkin allies are doing a pretty good job of that.
Insurrection will not be tolerated.
Come to think of it, why don't we just stand down and let the Yulmorans walk through Slitherbow? Like, you know, obviously protect the people of Slitherbow while we're at it, but just let them go, because then the Ixmayans would kill all of them, and we wouldn't have to worry about it. Or Ranjit would use his plot armor to kill every Ixmayan that's ever lived.
This world are mine to rule, mine to command.
Yeah, there's a lot of angels in this room, yeah, so...
And you are no exception.
Well, about that, actually. Did you really think he was going to show up in person? Why would he show up in person to a meeting like this? In your home.
I will not stand for this. Do you hear me?
I hear you, Vothry, but you can't stand up, man, so you can't stand for anything. You're always sitting down or writhing on the floor. Meanwhile, where the plot's happening. Oh good, Ranjit's back. May you say this part of the story was making you seethe? Oh, we haven't even begun to seethe, Marie. We'll be doing more of that on Thursday. Cole and I are both not looking forward to it.
You speak for the Knights Blessed?
In a sense, sure.
I do.
Why did you kill one of theirs? Or almost.
If you've come to parley, I must insist that you first return him to us.
But how would they parley if they don't have any leverage?
You're in no position to make demands.
Also, why are the children of the Everlasting Dark with you? Something here ain't right. Is he the only sentient Sin Eater?
Raktika now falls under the governance of Yulmore. You will henceforth answer to us.
It's kind of a gray area, Lifeblood. Sometimes after someone just turns into a Sin Eater, they retain a little bit of sentience. They very shortly turn into a beast after that, though. So, but the Light Wardens, well, except for Vothry, also seem to follow that rule. Vothry seems to be the only one that doesn't follow that rule, so... Why the fuck did you get another gift sub while you were cooking? Somebody liked your cooking. I don't know.
Is that so?
So you can just run around and claim whatever.
The Everlasting Dark have acquiesced to this madness.
That makes literally no sense. Why would someone who's trying to bring the night back align with people who do literally everything except for bring the night back? Oh, right, because the children of the Everlasting Dark have no character except being evil. Okay, what's the accord? Enlighten me.
Too many times have the Knights Blessed shunned Yulmore's overtures of friendship. The risk that you harbor hostile intentions has grown too great to ignore.
This is not enlightening me as to how the children of the Everlasting Dark are ignoring literally their entire religious doctrine to align themselves with you. Please explain that part to me.
Therefore, his lordship has claimed dominion over this forest and bestowed executive authority upon the children of the Everlasting Dark.
That makes no sense. Like, not even from a... You can't spin this like it makes sense. Vothri, literally his whole shtick is the fact that he has dominion over the light. So why would someone who worships darkness take a knee to him?
We're getting to that part.
I don't think the children of the everlasting dark care about darkness. Lifeblood, I think you're correct. They don't care about anything because they're literally just evil. That's all they are. They have no character. They're just there to be antagonists. And that's stupid. You worship darkness. Why listen to Vothri? Fuck no. Why would you listen to Vothri and you worship darkness?
Has agreed to recognize ours as the only permissible expression of dark worship. It's one true faith.
I'm feeling actual physical pain from how stupid this is.
You and your false creed are a blight on these woods. A foul, unholy corruption that must be cleansed.
Do you think he's not going to do the same fucking thing to you when you're done with the people of Slitherbow?
Little wonder the warrior of darkness visits both Lakeland and Ilmeg, yet shuns Raktika.
Our religion is the one true religion.
But that doesn't even hold true here. Like, it's not. They can't even claim their religion is the one main religion because they're shunning their entire religious doctrine to follow the rules of someone who literally does the opposite of what they do. Yeah, I guess we kill everyone here. Yeah, I guess. Fuck the calling log. All these people need to die. Cole's loading the gun. You logged out after you heard that? I don't blame you. I'm about to do the same thing. I'm going to walk back into Slitherbound and be like, before I have a conniption today, we're going to end the episode.
Fools. Darkness will never return to these skies while they hold sway.
No shit.
Those of you minded to obey his lordship are to make for Woven Oath with all haste. We will leave you, that you may have time to prepare.
Sounds like we're going on a pilgrimage in the opposite direction of Woven Oath, then.
Woven Oath? Are you suggesting we abandon our faith to join those zealots?
No, because they abandoned their faith, too. He's suggesting you abandon your hope.
Faith afforded you thus far? Nothing! We will guide you along the righteous path.
How? Precisely, when you quite literally just abandoned your own faith to follow this fucking person. Why would you tell him that and not, like, just say, okay, well, we'll think it over, and then we just all leave?
Considered a traitor to Yulmore and dealt with as such.
And speaking of which, what did you do to this poor man on the ground who's still breathing? Why are we listening to Ranjit? Why is this happening? Why is Stola the only fucking voice of reason? Oh, don't worry, they'll remedy that real quick. And not in the right way.
In the way that there will be another voice of reason. Oh boy, I am so looking forward to that scene.
So, what did I miss? My nose was bleeding something profusely from Square Enix being fucking stupid. I had to fix it before I came out here.
Oh, we're getting there. It's building. Like a screaming siren on the horizon.
Air raid siren. Abandon hope, all ye who enter Thursday's stream, for I will be angry, and I will be very angry. On the next episode of Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, the Stream Edition, which, as I said, will be happening on Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm actually probably not going to be all that angry about it. Like, I can feel myself not getting pissed off at this. Like, it's one of those situations where I think it is going to be exactly like what Cole said, where I'm going to be so pissed off at it that I literally just loop back around to being not pissed off at it, and I'll just explain it all in a very calm manner why this whole story situation doesn't work. So, yeah, if you like my ranting, look forward to Thursday's stream. If you don't like my ranting,
Welcome to hell.
There's always Saturday's stream. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. And I will see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be on Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, everybody take care, and have a good one.
Good night.
Yeah, those bodyguards that were behind him, those were the Yulmoran soldiers. So they're the ones with the helmets with the horns on it. So, but the ones with the staves and that were talking about religious doctrines, those were the children of the Everlasting Dark. So, How long am I planning to rant? It's a good question. It probably will happen by about the 2-hour mark next time, and I'll probably be done shortly before the dungeon, so maybe 30 minutes. That seems tame compared to the last time. Anyway, yeah, we're done for the day. See you on Thursday, everybody.